Previously from the Hood Blogger.
Not only that, Twist, it could fix a lot of unnecessary problems. You understand where I'm coming from? Because the public is getting cheated, and not only that, we started together. We supposed to end this together. It's a thin line between it. It's like, hey, we homies and all that kind of stuff. We doing business. Even if you didn't want to be my homie, where the business at? So that emotion is, man, we got to get through it, because what are we really mad at each other? Ain't nobody knock you upside the head, nobody murder you, you know what I'm saying? When I ain't taking from you. And if everybody talk about old past tense stuff that ain't really that ain't got nothing to do with business, actually stuff that we don't even involve in our business, then that kind of looks good. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing to do about it.
Yo, this SB Twist, the Hood Blogger, man. Today I got an exclusive for y'all, man. Very exclusive. Man, I got my brother in this joint, Scarface. You dig what I'm saying? He gonna talk to y'all, man. Scarface Gamble, for those of y'all that don't know. And you know what I'm saying? He gonna give a brief of who he is and what brought us here today, man. Scarface, what's up, bro?
Yeah, man. You know, I'm G Mackin. Basically, man, I wanted to talk about this thing I've been hearing about blood not being in Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. But I'm from 54th and Race, for people that don't know, West Philly, Haddington section, you know what I'm saying? Lowland. But, did a little bid upstate, did a little 12 years or whatever, got my face all sliced up. That's why I go by the name Scarface Gamble. You know what I mean? Currently, right now, I'm on the music scene real heavy. Well, working on it, you know what I'm saying? One of my songs, Real Fly, just went viral and all of that.
Shooting up the crib, murdering your kids, yeah. With all the sucker shit when it comes to handling biz. Ray Street original, chopping up them pigeons. OT with the Philly and homie water whipping. Breaking them down in 12, 8, and 12, 12. To running from cops to being in prison cells. Moving with snakes. That's something's gonna tell. And getting up until time reveal.
This is the name of the song right there too.
Real Fly.
Yeah, and it's the city.
Standing tall. Cause I ain't just trying to put you in the truck. I'm aiming to kill. I gotta know this thing's for real. For real. Yeah. I'm the Ray Street Goon, Red Heart Reaper. Creep sleep, yeah, back beat ya. I'm not playing. That nigga disrespect. Don't come up missing. I ain't playing no games.
But what's up with you though, big homie? How you living?
I'm chilling, man. We gonna give it to the people little by little. And like you said, one of the biggest things was it was crazy because me myself, I'm one of the people from Philly that never thought that it was Bloods in Philly. So, me and you've been doing a lot of talking, and you showed me like a lot of, proofs and things of that, and gave me like a little back history. So I just want you to get at people a little bit more, about yourself as far as, you being from West, and how did you even start? How did you become a Blood in the first place?
Wow, so, I'm born and raised 54th and Race. You know what I mean? Spent a lot of my time around the project, 55th and Summer, 55th and Vine, 56th and Arch. That's the projects. And then the townhouses over there on 55th and between 55th and 54th and Walousing. That's the hood. But then, you got other little areas like Master Street, Lansdowne, we was cool with a little bit of Winfield, such and such, but like that. Mm-hmm. But, for me, I was ripping and running the streets. I started at a young age, started selling weed at 13, coke at 16, got booked. Did a little small consent decree 6-month joint, got out, chilled, went to college and all of that. Then started selling crack again, got booked and did a 12-year bid. You know what I mean? I got, long story short, because I got to put this out there too, because I hate when people be like this and act like they're something that they're not. Trent Millington, he from West Philly, but he moved in Southwest over there on Cecil Street. This nigga told on me. You know what I'm saying? I knew this boy since I was 7 years old. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We fell when we was 21. He told and got me and my man, me and my rappy Dice, Russell, Russell Brunson. He got me and him a lot of time in prison because he told. Then you got the two females, Ina Boy, aka Melissa, and Dayasha Arthur, aka Day Day. And they both from Norristown. They told on us. They was on Green Street at the time. I ended up going to prison, so police found out my name because I was going by D. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. Switch my name to Gamble. I get upstate. I get into a little situation. My celly, basically, long story short, I protected him to some extent, and I got my face sliced up. My celly, his name was Devin Gardner. He from 60th and Market, but he claimed Southford Street. People that know. But as far as the blood thing, I ended up becoming. I always been on some gang time anyway. You know what I mean? Since a young boy, but I got introduced to blood when I got up Camp Hill in 2008. Some New York dudes and some Jersey dudes, and I ended up messing with the head busters from Jersey or whatever. And I had to learn everything about blood pretty much like on my own after that, because I got into a situation with the guards up Camp Hill, a little tussle, nothing major, but I got into a tussle. They sent me to the hole, sent me to another jail. So I came into another jail with just the knowledge that my big bro at that time gave me. And I had to learn everything on my own. Went to the gang unit, come out the gang unit, linked up with some other head busters from Jersey. But I ended up getting sliced when I got out of the gang unit at SCI Retreat. In the 12 years that I've been locked up, because I did 12 in total, I've been to 12 different prisons. So that's pretty much like a jail every year. You know what I'm saying? On one bid. You know what I'm saying? On one bid, it's one bid. It ain't just I took a bid for 6 months, got out 12 months, got out. No, it was a straight 12-year bid.
Damn.
I got an HS number. HS 5534 was my number. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. As far as the blood thing, though, I've been blood for going on almost 17 years now. When I got out and I was on the head buster time, linked up with the homies or whatever, I didn't like how things was, and I didn't like the narrative that they was trying to say about how PA dudes in general got to fall in line. I wasn't feeling it. So it's like, for me, it's like, okay, y'all trying to say that Philly don't got no bloods or whatever. Y'all trying to say that PA got to fall in line with what's going on in the narrative or whatever the case may be. But it's like, nah, why we got to fall in line? Philly don't fall in line any other time. So why we won't fall in line now? And then I actually been over there to California and know like the literature, like what it is. Like I've been in the Rolling 60s territory out there, Crenshaw and Slauson, where Nipsey Hussle store was at. And you know, I sent you the picture to show you that.
Flicks, I'm gonna put them up on this, John, definitely.
And not just that, you know, I've been to the gang unit. I've been around different big homies from California, big homies from Texas, big homies from New York, New Jersey, all of that. And I can tell you, I don't like the narrative that they try to spin to say that Bloods is not in Philly. It's been in Philly for a very long time, and it been in Philly before it was in New York and New Jersey, being honest about it.
So, you know, one of my questions I have, why do you think that as far as like other states, whether it's Cali or New York, why do you think none of the other states ever spoke about, you know, Bloods in Philly? Like,
well,
as far as on like, let's just say like on the internet, you know how like, even like Cali and New York, they even had the issues where it's like they do acknowledge that they are in New York, even though New York got their own, you know, their own sex or whatever. Like, why do you think that no other states ever like spoke about like the Philly Bloods?
All right, because the first thing is with Philly, the issue is everybody look at Philly as a Muslim city, so it's not looked at like as if it's Bloods in the city or respected because of that. And a lot of people be trying to push the narrative like it's not Bloods in Philly. I'm just one of the Bloods in the city that's very, you know, and that's another thing too. People be saying Biddy. It's like what you saying Biddy for? Like what you be talking for? If you ain't on blood time. You don't say
So
You
Biddy,
disrespecting Crips by doing that.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
real talk.
so Biddy, so where? Close the door. So where did the? So can you break down like the term Biddies to give a little? Because you know a lot of people say that now. You know what I mean? I'm in the Biddies. You know, I just thought that was a term
No.
from
So I'm gonna break it down for you, bro. You slashing a C and you turning it into a B, making it dominant.
Oh,
So and you disrespecting Crips at the same time. So when you hear somebody say Biddy, it's like, well, damn, is you blood? What's up with you? What type time you on? And it'd be like, I don't really get mad no more. And it's like when I was upstate, I used to didn't not be around Philly niggas at all like that.
yeah.
I mean, I had niggas that was from the city that I was cool with, because you know I'm going to always rep the city, point blank, period. But the problem was all the dudes from the city up there saying, "Cuz, what's up, cuz?" So it's like, what y'all is y'all cripping? I don't want to be around you dudes if y'all cripping and then y'all try to line me up. And I'm being around y'all cool with y'all thinking that it's all love because we from Philly. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much like what that was. But like as far as like the breakdown of that, it's more so like you saying Biddy. Like for instance, like you hear a nigga say Bookie. You already know what it is. Like, all right, you banging. And it's like I don't like the fact that people in Philly be saying like they don't bang, it ain't no Bloods, ain't no Crips, none of that. And it's like, come on, man. But like, yo, for real, I'm gonna say it like this, and I'm gonna walk with this, and I'm gonna put it on my back. It's been Bloods in this city that been before me. And I ain't gonna deny that. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one that's very vocal about it, that's not hiding it. So what I'm gonna say is I'm gonna be the face of this blood thing for the whole city. That's just what it is. But I'm not gonna get out of line and try to say I'm running other people's sets in the city, because that's not that. I'm saying that if you come to this city, you tap in with me on some blood shit, and I'll make sure that you right type shit. Like it ain't no like I'm trying to check you or say I'm bigger than blood or bigger than none of that. No, it's just more so like dudes out here afraid to let it be known. I got red flags, and matter of fact, let me show you something, bro. I'm gonna turn. Let me see if I can turn this camera around. Yo, bro, you see this right here, bro? It's red flag. It's red flags dripping everywhere in my room, bro. And this joint right here, right? This is big dumb joint. This is a big dumb joint. Hold up, I got you, bro. You see this right here, bro?
Yeah, that's
Like this is a big dumb joint, bro. Like I'm not new to this thing, bro. I've been doing it for a long time. You know what I mean? And I show you my little John, man, that I got, man, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? This is my little John, you know what I mean? Some of my little homies had put together for me or whatever. You know what I mean? I got ties out. I got some ties out in Lancaster with some people and whatever the case may be.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Got some ties out there with people in Lancaster, but it's basically like a PA thing, man. And it's homegrown in Philly. You know what I mean?
So why do you think that other Bloods from Philly is not vocal about it? You know what I mean? I would think that if you standing on something and you represent something, you will hold it with honor, you know what I'm saying, just as how you do. Why do you think, people don't really speak about it or is not as vocal about it?
Well, for one, they don't want to be looked down on by other people in the city that's real known. It's like a lot of dudes that's in the city that's really known for real, that'll look at it and they won't have a level of respect for it. So it's like dudes ain't gonna say nothing. Like it's some dudes, I don't know them personally. I just be hearing their names. A couple dudes from South Philly that I be hearing their name real heavy, that they heavy in the streets or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And you know, they wouldn't respect that because of how they carry themselves. But then you got some dudes that's in South Philly that I know personally that's banging, that's blood, like for real, like really like blood done did years in jail, done murdered people and all types of stuff. You understand what I'm saying? And did the time for it. So I'm saying all of that to basically say dudes is basically afraid to be out here and let it be known what it is. You might find me riding down the street in a car throwing gang signs out the window with a red flag flying it out the window. Like that's the type time I'll be on. Cause I feel like I gotta let it be known that it's here in the city so people will really understand that it's in the city instead of trying to fake it like they don't know that it's here. And I think that a lot of dudes they're afraid basically. They're afraid of how they gonna look. And it's like if you know the history about this gangbanging stuff, blood, Crip, whatever, you know that this whole thing was designed for black people in general, period. This was a move, the whole gangbanging blood Crip movement was designed for black people that was being oppressed by white people. You know what I'm saying? And it's like people done turned it into a power trip thing and try to make it like you had to get a green light to be blood or whatever the case may be, or be Crip or whatever. And it's like, if you know the history about how Bloods and Crips started, then you know that that's not accurate. You know what I'm saying? It's like the best way that I can describe it is like this. Where you from out? Where you from out in the city?
Germantown.
All right, so the best way that I can describe it is like Uber Street. You got Uber Street, and then you got Grant Street, right?
Yeah.
Then you got Germantown Ave, and then you got Winger Hockin, right?
Yeah.
Now, all of them streets is in the area, but they run by different people or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So all four of them streets, the big people from them streets, whoever run them streets or whatever, they come together one day and they be like, yo, this is what we gonna do. We gonna name this Brickyard Bloods, and we gonna come together and we gonna hold each other down. We can come to each other's strips and do whatever we want on anybody block, do whatever we do, but we gonna have it structured to where as though we together, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. So if anybody come outside of that, they can't come in without getting our permission to do so. It wasn't no, oh, you gotta like y'all over here in y'all section, and you gotta go to Lehigh Avenue to get permission from Lehigh niggas to represent your neighborhood.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And that's what's going on. That's what's going on now with this blood and this Crip stuff. And it's like, it's not being respect. They don't respect PA because a lot of PA dudes don't be knowing what be really going on, and they fall in line with what them niggas be saying to them. And then it's like, you know, you got a lot of things that's going on, like money issues. They want to collect money a certain type of way, and it's like, nah, bro. Like we grown men. If I'm gonna give you my money, then my money need to be working for me. Y'all need to be making sure that y'all putting me in position to get some.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't hate no Bloods, no Crips, no none of that. Like love for whoever. Like my understanding of blood and Cripping is different. And it's like, you don't gotta necessarily be no blood for you to be an enemy, or a Crip to be an enemy to me. See, because blood and Cripping to me is like this. If you blood, you my folks, and I could trust you and you rocking with me, then that's what it is. But if you an enemy and you doing things that's enemies do, then you Crip to me. You know what I'm saying? And it don't gotta necessarily be no because you got a blue flag that you an enemy. Because I got some Crips out in San Diego right now. West Side 30 San Diego Crips that I fuck with. You understand what I'm saying? Because they stand up, they trustworthy, and I know that if I got into something, I know that they would have my back. And I don't got questioning. Just like it's been some Bloods that I done had to put hands on. You understand what I'm saying? That I done did shit to. So it's like, it don't matter what the color is. It's about It's about how you carry it. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's heavy, man. So I just gotta also ask you this, like, so you spoke about just to let the people know because we already talked about it. Can you give the people more of a backstory on, what you was telling me about, the Bloods actually starting in Philly, like as far as, the years that it go back. Could you get a little more detailed about that?
All right, so I'm gonna go back further than that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Um, First off, everybody knows Blood Crips started in California. We're gonna get that straight to the nitty gritty.
Facts.
And then it started migrating. It started migrating east from the west to the east and north and south. It started migrating that way. And it went to Pittsburgh. It went to Pittsburgh first before it went to New Jersey, New York, and all of that.
Okay.
Like Pittsburgh was like one of the first cities on the East Coast that actually had blood first. But the blood that was in Pittsburgh was with California, so it's a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But you know, after it went to Pittsburgh or whatever, came to Philly. And I don't know if you're familiar. If you know the TRG Tiny Rascal Gang, the South Philly Cambodians and all of that. They was down there in the P in the late 80s and the early 90s, like 91, 92, 90, 89, 88, and all that. And they was banging. You know what I'm saying? And they respected. You understand what I'm saying? It ain't no, oh, they just some regular dudes. No, they was respected as Bloods. Just like it was some Crips that was down there too, from my understanding of things. But then you got it go to New Jersey or whatever with what they had going on. And my man, you can holler at my man Blick, Red Money Blick. He could tell you more about that than I could, because I don't be really want to talk about other people hood politics.
Yeah.
Because that I could be violating and not know that I'm violating. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I just keep it brief. You got to holler at my man Red Money Blick though. You know what I mean? He from the P. You know what I mean? Carp gang. But then it went to New York with all of the stuff that they got going on with the 93 and the nine trays and the shit like 6ix9ine and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was
And
shot.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
But like, yo, for real, a lot of people don't really know that people had problems. Like West Coast had problems with the East Coast because of how how the East Coast went about doing what they did.
Mhm.
And then it's like, you got the way that they structured it was a little bit against the grain and a little bit like against how West Coast politics is. So it's like West Coast dudes look at East Coast dudes, specifically New York. They look at them in a little funny style way because of that. But don't get it wrong. You got some homies over there that's banging West Coast lines, just like you got some homies that's banging East Coast lines, and they've been banging for so long. It's like you gotta respect how they coming. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what that is. But like that's you're not going to hear that narrative. You're not going to hear that narrative basically from them. They're going to make it like they was the first ones to start it,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying?
That's what
That's
I
how they, that's how they going to carry it.
Yeah, that's what I always heard, as far as like I definitely heard. I think it was like a toss up between Jersey or New York or where it first hit. I want to say that I think I heard publicly that it might have hit Jersey first. This is what I heard, you know what I mean? And then, New York did it. And, from what we see on the internet now, it's kind of a back and forth where, it's like Cali and New York, it seemed like they do check in with like the big homies and stuff like that. Certain, people that are, affiliated, but every from time to time you hear people from Cali that throw shot like y'all do stuff y'all own way. That's not how we do it. So we don't even get involved with y'all politics. So do you feel as though what's like the is it like some type of you know, is it a respect level from like Philly to New York on that type time as far as like on the streets? I know you said you was booked with them, but like, do like the New York Bloods and stuff acknowledge y'all on the streets?
So New York don't really like respect PA. They talk crazy about PA, like about the homies that we be having in this joint. They say that the dudes from New York come to PA and try to regulate and run stuff because they running from New York. Stuff like that. It be like a whole bunch of stuff like that, and they don't be respecting it. And it's like, for me, my thing is, if y'all don't respect how we are out here in PA, my thing is, why don't we start our own blood chapters out here instead of, and that's where I'm at with it. So that's why I started my own joint. It's called RSB, Ray Street Bloods, aka Nichols Park Bloods, aka Seventh Ward Hustlers. You know, that's a Lancaster chapter, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. And it's like, you know, a dude say to me one time, he say, yo, all homies ain't your homies, right? When this blood thing first started, everybody know that all homies was supposed to be your homies, and you rock for one of your homies, that even if you don't know them, that's how you rock. So now it becomes, the narrative is, and this is the thinking, this is the logic behind it. If all homies ain't my homies, right? Why do I gotta go to the next homie to get permission to be blood? Make that make sense. Make it make sense. Now, it's one thing if you're trying to claim somebody else's hood, like the prime example, I'll give you a prime example. You in Brickyard, if I slide up in Brickyard and be like, yo, I'm from Grant Street, you gonna look at me like I'm the fuck crazy. Like, nigga, you ain't from no fucking Grant Street. Get your nut ass out of here. That's how you gonna be coming. Now, then if I said that, then yeah, I would have to come get permission from y'all, or I would have to be like holding y'all down for a long period of time for y'all to respect me as being from that block. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, if I'm on my own block and I'm saying, all right, well, this is what I am on this block, you niggas can't come over here and tell me that I can't do this over here on my block, because it's my block where I'm from. And I'm representing it, and it ain't got nothing to do with Brickyard. You understand what I'm saying?
So let's just say, for instance, you know, it might be somebody that just moved on your block, or they might have been on your block for a while, but they wasn't necessarily a blood. Like, what's the process? Like, do y'all jump them in? Like, or do somebody just be like, you know, I'm standing on business with y'all? Do y'all automatically take them in, or, you know what I'm saying?
So,
you're allowed to talk about that. If it's anything that you're not, you know, I don't want to ask you no questions that you're not allowed to get into.
So I'm a answer that. So I'm gonna go back to the first thing about what you were saying, asking me, and then I'm gonna answer that. With California and New York, they don't see eye to eye because they do things differently. The way that they structured is different. So you'll see a blood from New York be upset with a blood from California, because the California bloods will be looking at them like they funny money.
Yeah.
But then it's like you got California looking at New York like, well, y'all sitting over here, y'all claiming X, Y, and Z, but y'all ain't even getting the history correct with certain things, and y'all claiming stuff that y'all shouldn't be claiming because of the way that it is over there in California. Certain areas is Crip areas. So when it's like this. How this is the best way that I can describe it. If you from let's just say you Brickyard or whatever, you from Grass Street, you're not gonna say I'm Lehigh Brickyard.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You're not gonna say that, because it's like, how you claiming you Brickyard but you from Lehigh? No, nigga, claim Lehigh. And what's happening is it's things that's being, I don't really want to go into detail about it. Not that I really give a fuck, because I've been banging for a long time, so I don't really care. But it's just, I don't want to give, if people watching, like as far as like police and shit, I don't want to give them more information than what they need. To need to know as far as like already know, like from the shit that they done did on their own. And I want to clarify that, because I ain't on no ratting time. So I want to clarify that, so so y'all understand how I'm saying it. Basically what I'm saying is, things that's already known is shit that I would talk about. I'm not going to talk about something that's not known or need to be talked about.
Not knowing
So
criminal shit or nothing like that.
Right. So basically it's like this. I'm not going to claim I'm a blood using Crip literature.
Okay.
That's not what you do. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If anything, I'm a have my own literature that I'm a structure on my own that's separate from everything and incorporate blood into it. That's how I would do it. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. But as far as like New York, they don't really respect Pennsylvania, period, as a whole. They don't respect Pittsburgh, and it's crazy because it's like Pittsburgh been putting on for this blood thing way before they even thought about being blood. Like for real. Like, and it's like they not really respected because they don't be having the literature the way that they supposed to have it because they've been out of the loop with a lot of different things. But like, overall, man, like, I'm out of jail. I did 12 years. My whole thing is like, how can I uplift my people from my neighborhood and teach them about things like, whether it's financial literacy, whether it's teaching them about how they can do this music thing and get the publishing right, how they can put their music out on public platforms, all of that, like I teach this type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Got the publishing company, record label, and all that, and I give out financial literacy lessons for $25, one-time fee type joint. You know what I mean?
And that's what I wanted to get into. So make sure y'all definitely tap in with Scarface and all that. I'm gonna have everything in the description. We's on the phone for a minute, and at the end of the day, it's like you teach financial literacy. You help people, establish LLCs and how to gain, establish business credit and things of that nature. And you charge it for the low. And I want to get into things that we was talking about earlier, even as far as that. But before I jump off of that, I just gotta ask you, what's another term that I heard in Philly that people be saying? And I actually, it was a rapper. I don't want to put his name. I don't want to put his name in here. This ain't got nothing to do with him. But I had put a clip up about him on YouTube, and he used the term bloody. And then I seen people in the comments like, "Damn, y'all got bloods out Philly." And I was telling people like, that's just something that's. I thought that was just something that people was like a new term for like bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my bro. Is it any, you know what I'm saying? Like, is that word connected to, like, you know what I'm saying, blood, period? Like, should an average person from Philly that's not a blood use the term bloody when they referring to their brother or something like that?
And in honesty, I'm going to say no. Because when you say that, somebody that's blood going to be like, where you from? What you pushing? What set you claiming? You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know what you're supposed to know and you using certain type of terminologies, a dude that's a real blood, you know what I'm saying, it might go left. Like, you know what I'm saying? Me, personally, my name's Scarface Gamble, RSB, Ray Street Bloods. I'm the first original blood for this set that I'm repping. It's a homegrown, West Philly, Haddington section. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying it like right here on this hood blogger. You know what I'm saying? With all respect to you, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be bringing no type of heat to your page. But I'm letting it be known, like, for this blood thing in Philly, I'm the face of it. It ain't Tone Trump. It ain't Tone Trump and nobody else. It's me. I'm the one that been putting on for this blood thing in this city, and that's what it's going to be.
Now,
And
speaking of Tone Trump, I'm not going to get into him too much, but I do want to say I did a vlog, and that was one of the things I said when I had, was speaking on him. I was like, and shout out to Tone Trump, I mean, but I was like, is you a blood, is you a Muslim? Because it was rumors of him being a blood and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a lot, but it's like Tone Trump never really, I never heard him specifically say, he might have said it on the internet, but I do know, like, like him and like even Millions, I saw him pulling out flags and stuff, but they never really said, you know what I'm saying? They never
okay. And I'm listening to you, bro. I'm listening to you.
I just gotta add this. I had dropped it, and I had got DMs from people like, bro, you know what I'm saying? It's really going on out here. So it kind of caught me off guard because it took me back to like when I was talking to you earlier. I remember one time I was on State Road, bro, and it was a guy. His name was Little Man, bro, brown skin, short, tatted all on his face. He had banged you out like right.
He's from Lansdowne.
Yeah, 60th and Lansdale. I think they went by like LA or something back then. They used to say like LA.
They still go by LA. That's what Lansdowne is.
And all that. So
you know what I mean? They throw it up with two hands.
Yeah, so he was a rep chaser, but he joke around like Wallow. He got like the Wallow energy. He'd joke around, but he will rap on you in a heartbeat. And he was like, yeah, I'm a blood. So we at that time we was laughing it off. He like, bro,
it's believable.
Yeah, so I didn't think nothing of it, but you know, after talking to you and getting the history, you know, obviously, you know what I'm saying, he was really saying that. We just didn't take it serious at that time because we didn't have no knowledge of it. Like me specifically, I never had no encounters with like Bloods, like at least as far as like I'm back and forth from like Germantown to North. So I never, if I did come face to face with a Blood, they never really, you know what I'm saying, they wasn't really waving the flag, like they wasn't wearing it on their sleeve. So I just want to go back. What do you feel about like Tone Trump and like how Millions and Tone Trump when they was like waving their flags and all that, but wouldn't specifically wear it on their sleeve outside of that?
All right, so this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna answer all of that, and I'm gonna talk about the Lansdowne dudes first. Then I'm gonna go into Tone Trump. With Lansdowne, you know, like when they was banging or whatever the case may be, I was locked up in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like I was doing on a fresh 6 to 15 year bid and did 12 of that.
Okay.
This is like 2007, 2008 when I was hearing about them.
Yes, that's that time, bro. That's the time.
And I actually was in the county. If I'm not mistaken, his name was Byron. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about the Blood stuff. They was G-Shines and Sex Money and all of that. But I actually, not too long ago, because, you know, I was an Uber driver, you know what I'm saying? I got a little song out called Real Fly, and it's floating around. Somebody recorded me while I was rapping and singing, and it kind of went viral. But I actually ran into a cat named Boo Banger, you know what I'm saying? He big homie and shit. You know what I mean? For his hood that he repping, Pyrus and all of that. But, you know, they've been out here for a minute, you know what I'm saying? They respected LA. You know, LA, man, they get busy over there. It's no disrespect, no dick eating, nothing like that. I'm just keeping it 100. Like, you know, I grew up with a lot of them guys, so I know some of them guys get busy, some of them don't, but they get busy for the most part. Now, I don't got nothing bad to say about them. You know what I'm saying? Nothing bad to say about LA. They rock, respect, they West Philly. Philly, period. I don't got nothing bad to say about it. If you from Philly, it's love, period. But as far as Tone Trump, his situation is a little tricky. And I want to talk about a couple points in that too. His situation is a little tricky in the sense like, I don't know whether or not he's Blood or not, because I don't know his big homies or his literature to be able to know based off of what he's saying, whether he Blood or not. But what I can say from what I was hearing, that he was Pyru. I was hearing that he was Treetop. But it was kind of weird though, because it was like, you know, they was trying to say he was a 5-star, and it's like, when you know certain things about Bloods, especially when it comes to shit like Pyru, things like Pyru, because that's a West Coast hood. It's like when you hear 5 stars, like it makes you kind of like question it, because it's like they don't go by certain things over there. So it's like, all right, if you know, you know. But as far as I know, I've been hearing that he been Blood for a minute. So I don't know. And I ain't got nothing bad to say about him. I don't know the man. As far as like another thing too, as far as from what I've been hearing, I heard that he reps 54th and Arch.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I don't got no qualms with him or nothing like that. If you rep the hood, you rep the hood. All right, cool. But like, who your folks around there? Because I'm born and raised on 54th and Race. Like I'm almost 40, born and raised. And it ain't gonna be nobody that's in my age bracket or older than me that I'm not gonna know, whether it's by name or by face. Or if I don't know them by name or face, I'm gonna know they peoples.
Mhm.
So it's like I'm not saying that Tone Trump ain't from my hood,
Yeah.
and I ain't disrespecting the man. I don't know him. I don't have no beef with him. I don't have no problems with the man. And so I want to clarify that there's no, I don't have no beef. I'm not throwing no shade at the man, nothing. I'm just saying, like, yo, heard he repping my hood. What's up with him? I want to know I want to know what's up with him. If he repping my hood, like if you claiming you from around my neighborhood, as me being an original person from Ray Street, it's only gonna be right that I'm gonna want to know who you is, because it's like I'm gonna show you the hood love that way that you supposed to be show hood love. Nothing more, nothing less. As far as and that's another thing too that I wanted to touch up on too. Being Muslim and being in the gang, like how you said, how you spoke about.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna speak about it from an Islamic perspective first.
Mm-hmm.
From an Islamic perspective, the problem is you take an oath or whatever the case may be, so you can't once you take an oath, you can't be no Muslim according to what be being said. You know what I'm saying? Because you know the shahada within itself is an oath, is a testimony or whatever the case may be. Now the problem that I personally have from knowing both perspectives, from Islam and knowing Bloods, the problem that I have is with Muslims is, why are Muslims trying to say that people can't be Blood and be Muslim? When you do that, you basically putting Blood on the same level as Islam. And you can't put something that's man-made on the same level as something that's spiritual, if that makes any sense.
I think, me personally, and I know it's gonna be, a lot of brothers and stuff. that's a good point right there. So, be a Muslim myself, from my understanding, is like you said, when you take shahada, you surrender into Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And of course, Islam is perfect and the people in the religion is not perfect. But, if you, from my understanding, if I was somebody that was Muslim and I'm like, I want to be a Blood, and I took my shahada, from my understanding, I believe, we would consider that shirk, because, you have to now it's like you coming with like two allegiances. Like now it's like you saying, because like when you join
What's the allegiance though?
the allegiance is, when you become a Blood, it's rules you gotta follow. So for instance, say if you a Muslim brother and you mess up and stuff like that, you might, we from Philly and all around the world, like, just because you Muslim, we all have
I'm about to get with you, right?
I knew he was gonna go there.
I'm about to get with you, right? You know what I'm about to say to you, right? You know what I'm about to say to you?
Doing stuff in the streets and you Muslim.
No, nope. Nope. Can you be a cop and be Muslim?
The thing with, if you're a
cop, man.
but
here we go.
No, but it's a difference. It's a difference. You can.
What's the difference?
You can be a cop and be Muslim, because if you become a cop, your intentions is you're making halal money. You're not doing nothing that's, what I'm saying, against the sunnah. Like even like when you Muslim, you have to obey the laws of the land. So Muslims is not supposed to really be against the laws of the land. So that's like saying, if you Muslim, that don't mean you can't work at ShopRite, because your intentions is you getting into something that makes, you're providing halal money for your family. Now, if I'm a Muslim and I'm like, I want to be a Blood, now I took my shahada, you know what I'm saying, and I'm supposed to be La ilaha illallah wa Muhammadan Rasulullah, but when I'm getting in the Blood, now when I want to get in the Blood, I'm getting into a group understanding that these are negative acts that I'm going to have to, you know what I'm saying? For instance,
Who
so if
said
I,
that? Who said that you got to do all of that though?
because it's like this, if say if I'm a Muslim and you know I'm going to Jumu'at, I'm offering, I might not be the
Right.
best Muslim, but now that I become a blood, if I join your group, not saying your group specifically, you know what I'm saying? If I join a blood sect and something is going on, like, damn, oh, we got to do this on the strength of blood. Now I'm making a decision based off of what the decision of the blood do. And that takes me away from, you know, surrendering to a law subpoena with the island.
I mean, that ain't no different than, but it ain't no different than if you in the jail system and a Muslim get into something in the jail, you got an obligation to make sure that you're protecting that Muslim. And and the
But
thing
it's
is,
based, but
and
it's
the,
based on land.
and
That's
the,
the only.
and the thing is, this is the thing, right? I'm going outside. That's why I
It's
see
all
it
good.
dark like
It's
this.
all good. It's all good.
But you know, the thing is, right? Uh, people don't understand that people that's outside looking in, they look at people that's Muslim as if they gangbangers based off of how they carry it when they jail and they click up and they go against other groups of people. And I'm not saying that Islam or Muslims are a gang. I'm not saying that, and I'm not trying to come off in any type of disrespectful manner towards Islam because I respect Islam for what it is.
Mhm.
Only thing that I'm saying is that you got people that want to say that you can't be blood and Muslim at the same time. And the point that of me saying what I was saying to you about can you be a cop? Can you be a cop and be a Muslim at the same time was the main point that they bring up about why you can't be a blood and Muslim, which is an oath. And if you know about cops, you take an oath when you become a cop. You understand
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
You
So
definitely become
like how it is in Islam is, you know, we look at that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala understands your intention. So, you know,
right,
the brother that might want to become a cop or something like that. And of
right,
course, you know, at the end of the day, it ain't like it's jihad or nothing like we fighting for the sake of the law. If you do choose to become a cop, but let's just say a Muslim that, you know, a striving Muslim that does become a cop, you know, he feels as though that you know, a loss depending with the island will understand that he's just trying to make, you know, a honest living. And that falls also with, you know what I'm saying, offering this a lot and, you know what I'm saying, the tahajjuds and repenting, just in case you feel as though you are
right.
saying over that. That's like being a firefighter. Like, I'm pretty sure they got to take a oath too, but, you know, when them houses is burning, they got to go in there and save them people. So it's not like, you know what I'm saying? So when it come to, when if you're like a Muslim or even somebody from the streets, it's like automatically if somebody was to say like blood, they're gonna automatically look at it like street activity. So it got to be one or the other. And Philly is one of the cities that stand on that where you know you can't be both. So like you know what I mean? That's and it's other states that are both like you know what I'm saying. It's even like out Chicago and New York. You
and
know what I'm saying? They
and
make
that's
them.
part of the problem, bro. And that's part of the problem, bro.
Your audio
Because
messing up. Your audio messing up a little bit.
can you hear me?
I can. It
Hold on, let me.
switched up. It switched up crazy.
Yeah, I'm on. I'm in the.
It might be
I'm
your
in the.
Bluetooth. If
Yeah,
you don't,
I'm in the car.
okay. I can.
I'm about.
We
What'd you say, bro?
yeah. We good. We can rock out. I can hear you enough.
Uh, so that's part of the problem because when it comes to hold on.
I
I
can't hear
can't
you.
hear
I
you.
can't hear you
Hear
at
you at
all
all
now.
now.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
can't
can't
hear
hear
nothing.
nothing.
I lost
Hear me
you
now,
all.
bro?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now. We good. We back.
Or so yeah, I'm over here right now. I'm on motherfucking 51st and Haverford and shit
You out
right
there?
now. Yeah, I'm in the land. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. If you know, you know. But yeah, though, man. Like, for real talk, bro. Part of the problem is you got dudes saying that you can't be blood and Muslim, and it's like if you Muslim, you shouldn't be engaging in gangbanging politics. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. And then the second part of it is like from an Islamic standpoint, why you judging the man because he's claiming that he blood and Muslim or Crip and Muslim or whatever he's doing? From an Islamic standpoint, that's not what you're supposed to be doing either. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that it's coming from a judging standpoint. It's like the reminder benefits the believer. Like, a person is going, tell you like, that's for instance, like if it was one time I was booked and it was a brother and he was offering this a lot and he had a beater on and it's like, you shake, you can't do that. Like you gotta cover up, you know what I'm saying? You gotta
you gotta cover up that skin.
Yeah, exactly. So I look at it more as like a, you know what I'm saying, like the benefit, you know what I'm saying, the believer, you know what I'm saying, benefits the reminder benefits the believer, but it's at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, nobody can judge nobody that's walking on this earth, you know what I mean? It's between them and their, you know what I'm saying, their Lord and things of that nature. But Philly is like a city that, you know what I'm saying, we you know what I'm saying, we heavy on as far as pushing that you can't be both. Like I said, it is other states that do it, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. I don't want to push on that too long, but I really appreciate your perspective from that. But I do want to
no problem, bro.
I do want to touch up on it. It's just the beginning, man. We locked in. I do want to touch up on, your music you've been dropping, bro. Like you said, you know what I'm saying? You had a situation that went real viral. You showed me that it's going crazy everywhere. I want you to let the people know, about your music, what makes your music different, and where can they find your music at?
All right, so what makes my music different is I make all of my beats myself. I write all of my own lyrics. I record all of my own music, and I mix all of my music. Mix and try to master all my music myself, own music, and I put it out there on public platforms all by myself with no help. So that's what kind of makes my music different. As far as where they can find it at, you can find it on Apple Music, Spotify, TikTok, Instagram, wherever there's music at, you can find it. Right now, I'm in the process of getting my music into the jail system, so
Okay.
the jails can hear what's going on. So probably in about the next 4 weeks, I should probably have some music in the jails. The name I go by for my music is Scarface Gamble, and one of the songs that's real noticed, that's getting real recognition right now, it's a song called Real Fly, and basically it's two genres in one. Basically, it's hip hop and it's R&B all in one, and I identify it as like street gospel, like gangster rap and thug blues is what I classify it as. You know what I'm saying? And it's only a select few people that can actually do what I'm doing. But Real Fly is the name of the one song. It got the picture of the city on it, the skyline of the city, so you'll know it. And I got a music video out on my page at Scarface Gamble that shows it, the music video. And it's crazy because I did the music video myself, doing like on some selfie shit. Like I edited it, did the whole thing myself. I ain't got no team, so I'm doing everything by myself. And that's one of the things that I wanted to touch up on too about this city, Philly. It's like Philly be hating so much on people, and it's like, yo, let me rephrase that. It's not that we hate on each other. It's that we don't support each other the way that we supposed to be supporting each other. It's like, yo, you got all of these dudes, and I appreciate you for even allowing me to come on your platform. That was some real nigga shit and perspective. You know what I'm saying? you got these dudes that's out here in the city that's big name, but they're not really helping nobody out. And if they do help somebody out, they want some money in order to be able to promote your stuff. And it's like, yo, I'm from the era where if you was talented, people was going to help you out because of they knew that you was talented and they wanted to see you win. And they knew that if they helped you out and helped you win, they knew that you was going to be a real nigga or a real bitch, whatever you was into, if you was a male or female, and you was going to reach back out to the people and make sure that you played your position for them. That's the era that I came up in, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of the people that's from that was representing my neighborhood, some of them not here no more, you know what I'm saying? Some of them still here, you know what I mean? Some people change, like, you know, couple individuals that's from my neighborhood is Calvin Finney. He go by CC. You know what I mean? He died back in 2006. He got shot in the back. It was an accident. Somebody smoked him back in the day. You know what I mean? That was my man. We grew up together, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you got my homie Lamar. He from my block, Lamar Bembry. He from my block. So,
That's,
you know, I watched him grow up, now I'm saying, know his kids, his family, and all of that.
A legend, and I appreciate you for even, you know, reaching out and, you know what I'm saying, giving me even like more of a backstory. We gotta, you know what I'm saying, take the time, you know what I'm saying, shout out Lamar Bembry, man. You know, I'm talking about rest in peace, the bro. You know what I mean? A legend for real.
I had to do it though. Cause you speaking, cause I heard you in a strong, you were speaking to Oskino. No, not Oskino, Emilio. You were speaking to Emilio, and I heard the name pop up. I'm like, damn, they talking about the bro. You know what I'm saying? So I had to let it be known, like not even on no clout chasing or nothing like that. You know, bro, just like somebody that's near and dear. And you know, we got family ties. You understand what I'm saying? His mom know my mom. His brothers. I'm locked in with the brothers. You know what I mean? I ain't seen his son in a minute, but you know what I'm saying? Since he was a baby, for real. But you know, that's because I did time in the prison. You know what I mean? But you know, it's we don't, man.
I lost you, Scarface. Your audio went out. I don't know if it's your service. I can't hear you, Scarface. I can't hear you. I lost Scarface. I lost your audio. I can't hear nothing. I can't hear you.
You still can't hear me?
You on now? I can hear you now.
Yeah, somebody called my phone, bro. My bad about that, bro.
It's all good. Yeah, we lost you for like 2 minutes. You were just to touch up on where you left off at. You were speaking about, you know, you and Lamar and all that, y'all. That you know, you ain't see his. I think you said you didn't see his kid in a minute or something like that. That's where you left. That's where it had.
Yeah, I haven't seen his son in a long time since he was a baby, for real. Because he got, like, I got locked up right before Lamar died. I had got locked up, and he died like shortly after I got locked up. And you know, like that was like pretty much like after that, nobody ain't. I mean, people, of course, people see him. The mom Deuce going to see him, of course. His uncles is going to see him. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to all of the family members. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it like I ain't seen Youngin since he was a baby. But you know, it's with him. Like I watched Lamar, man, like grow up. Like, you know, me and him, we pretty much like the same age. He got me by like maybe like a month. His birthday is a little bit before mine, but he was born in 1986. You know what I'm saying? But he was different, man.
He was.
Played basketball. He was getting money. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, one time, yo, no bullshit, man. Niggas he had problems with, man. Yeah, them niggas was calling Power 99, like no lie, man, back in the day. And Lamar had them bulls kind of like a little shook for real, the way that he was carrying it. You know, and he was like, and Lamar was kind of like a private person for real. So he ain't really had too many people up in his business.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And you know, it's a lot of stuff that happened with that. You got some people that's on the fence with certain things about what happened with him, as far as like who he was with and how things happened, as far as that situation with how he ended up dying, and you got a lot of stuff that's with that. But everybody knows that when they do the research about it, the police is the ones that did what they did to him. So can't nobody, it's no harm, no foul done, basically, on that. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, he was way ahead of his time. Like, you know, just a brief on, like, when I came in Glen Mills, I went to Hayes Hall. He was already running the unit. You know what I'm saying? He was the exec over there. And I remember one day we had all came off our own pass, and I'm just regular Philly boy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Right. Wearing state prop, and you know, he came back with the Forest Green state prop wards with the fur around it. I'm like, damn, I never seen that. And he was heavy back then. We talking about 2004, young boy. He was heavy on like the Gucci sneaks and all that back then. And he told me, like, youngin, you gotta step your game up, bro. Like, you gotta step your game up.
Yeah, that's something that he would say too. That's crazy. He'd say something like, and he'd smile at you.
Yeah, yup. Even it had brought me back, John, when I was texting you earlier. You was like, solid. I'm like, damn. He used to say that shit all the time. You say something, he'd be like, solid, nodding his hand and shit like that. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, it's my neighborhood. It's a my neighborhood type thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It's like, you know, you gotta understand. Like, my neighborhood, bro. If you know about my neighborhood, like, we ain't like we had Moon Gang back in the 70s and the 80s. Moon Gang, the Red Hearts, and all of that. And then, you know, we just was doing our own little thing. You know, I've been hearing that they had like some black flags over there in my neighborhood too, but that's kind of a little odd, because I know that's supposed to be like a North Philly thing, but I don't really know, because that's a little bit after my time, for real. That's the younger generation. But like, you know, it's my neighborhood. We always been known for being a certain type of way, like on some radical stuff, taking money, getting money. We more so been on the hustling type time, more so than anything else. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But that's pretty much like the gist of it. Like, a lot of people during like the time when Lamar was alive, because you know he came to my hood in '97.
Okay.
He died in 2007.
Yeah.
Like around like, I think like October or November or something like that.
Yeah.
Is when he died. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I was on a Blue Goose. I was on a Blue Goose coming back from court, and my man Keenan from 55th and Vine was like, "Yo, you heard about Weezy?" I'm like, "No, what's up, He like, "Yeah, he dead." I'm like, "Damn, what the fuck?" I'm like, "Damn." Hey, on the last time I seen the nigga, right? The last time I seen Weezy before he died, he asked me for a situation, and I was like, "All right, let's go." Grab my little lead pipe with the little black tape around, you know, old school stuff. Niggas start laughing at me like, "Nah, you can't come over there with that. They got guns, bro." I'm like, you know, I ain't. It's like back then it was a little different. Like you might be able to take somebody's gun with some shit like that if you did it right. You know what I mean? But now, you know, the young boys, they pull the blicky out and let the switchy fly. You feel me?
Yeah. Them Jones on deck way better than our era. Like them Jones, they get 100 Jones if they want to.
The best thing that we kind of had back then was AKs and tech.
Yeah. Yup.
Now they got handguns that shoot off like 50 shots in like 30 seconds.
That's a shit. We had 380s and
yeah, right.
all that stuff is floating around all day. You get a 25 all day, a 380 all day. You had some nutty shit, you know what I'm saying? But niggas, you know, you had to be ready when them joints floated. Like if somebody like, oh, I got this for sale, you had to have that bread on demand back then.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now they can just get the bread. Once they get the bread, it's like getting a pair of sneaks now. It ain't about nothing.
Yeah.
But I want to touch up on before we get up out of here, because I don't want to get at people too much. I want you to, for one, let the people, you know what I'm saying, know about your YouTube channel. And, you know, like just to let the people know, man, I was talking to Scarface earlier, bro. And I'm telling him, like, you know, he got like a lot of knowledge and stuff like that. So I would love for, you know what I'm saying, on top of your music, if you start, you know, giving the people these stories and, you know, certain stuff, man, people need to know. I think it would be a heavy wave on YouTube. I think it's well needed. And you know what I'm saying? Even with you speaking out, even as far as like blood, like, you know, without giving out too much on the internet, you know what I'm saying? Just them little stories. I think it, you know what I'm saying, it'd be a good joint and stuff like that.
So this what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say a few things. I'm gonna say number one, people gotta stop shaming gangs and stop shaming Bloods and Crips specifically, because they was originally made for black people to fight against oppression that was being done by white people and police officers. Mm-hmm. If you know, you know. Like just like the Black Panthers is for black people. You know what I'm saying? And they out here in Philly right now as well too. Facts. You know what I'm saying? That's but like I'm saying all of that to basically say, like, you got people that's shaming their own culture and don't really understand that you really shaming your own culture of how black people was raised and came up. For real. Like, yo, Philly Zulu Nation, Zulu Gang and all of that was in the 70s in Philly. And that's a gang. You know what I'm saying? But like, people gotta stop doing that and stop being ignorant to what's going on in Philadelphia. The second thing is 1 + 1 = 2. If you remember that, from a financial literacy standpoint, you'll always be okay. It's a formula to that. If you know, you know. And the YouTube channel is Scarface Gamble. Instagram, Scarface Gamble. Everything, Scarface Gamble. You find me on anything. Like Scarface the movie and Gamble as in Gamble as in gambling, shaking dice and cards and stuff. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna lie to you though. I'm looking forward to the next episode, man, to touch up with this blood stuff, man.
Facts. We're gonna run a whole joint, and even on top of the blood stuff, you know, you're gonna get the people more about, you know, what you do, because you know what I'm saying. I'm stamping it at the end of the day that when we was talking about like the financial literacy, you know, we was even on the 3-way, you know what I'm saying, with a few people, and we was talking business about, like, you know what I'm saying, probably like 40 minutes at least. And he was dropping a lot of gems. So I want the people, like, if y'all looking forward to building an LLC or something, or a S Corp or something, and y'all already got it, or if y'all already have it, reach out to, you know what I'm saying, Scarface Gamble and all that, and let the people know what's the best way for them to reach out to you if they want to come to you for like financial literacy. Should it be through like your DM, or do you have like a specific way you would like them to reach?
The best way to find me is to hit me up on Instagram, Scarface Gamble. You know what I'm saying? It might, you know, it might take a little time for me to get with you on there, because people that send me stuff to the DMs, I don't really see it, because for whatever reason, they just block it as a request instead of allowing me to see it. But I check my requests all the time. Mm-hmm. Probably once or twice a day I check it. You know, because I got my own record label and all of that, make my own beats and all of that, and I got a lot of stuff going on the music tip right now, so I be having to pay attention to it. I just had some situation that just happened with some dudes claiming that they was with Yo Gotti trying to sign me or whatever, but it's like I already knew what it was. I peeped the whole thing, but my whole thing was like, all right, I'm gonna play along with you. I'm gonna see how it play out. And it's like, you know, I seen what I seen. He showed me the little contract or whatever. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. But I say say all of that to basically say I got my own record label and publishing company. So if you interested in trying to get put on the music tip, I could put you out there. I could connect you with different people that has platforms that you can get paid for doing paid shows and stuff like that. And I ain't trying to charge you nothing to get it done. That ain't in my opinion. I respect people that promote that way. You want to get your money. I respect it, but that ain't sturdy in my.
Yeah, we lost you again. You must be getting another phone call.
Yeah, I did get a phone call. I had to deny it though.
Yeah, we back.
Yeah, but right. That's pretty much what it is. That's pretty much what it is though, bro, man. Like
Boy.
I want at the end of the day, how I came up. You always want to make sure that your team eat, but you want to make sure that you represent in your neighborhood. And when I say that to basically say this, representing my neighborhood don't just extend to just Haddington section, West Philly. It extends to the whole Philly, because at the end of the day, regardless if I'm not from North Philly, because I'm in North Philly right now, I'm actually on 24th and I just got up on 24th and what's this, Somerset? No, Mayfield. No, this Cambridge, I think, right here. No, Indiana. I just passed 24th in Indiana right now.
You in the middle. Your heart.
But I just say it like this, man. Like, you got to represent the city as a whole. So even if it's like, because it's a couple dudes in the city that's putting on for the city, I don't really vibe with them niggas, honestly. But I'm not gonna put it out there on the blogs or be talking crazy in a certain way to make it to where as though people that's outside see a division with the city.
Yeah.
Even if I don't like a nigga, it's like, all right, it's a time and a place for me to talk to you about why I don't like you and what you're doing wrong.
Yeah.
That's my opinion, you know what I'm saying? But, you know,
sometimes
it's like everybody got one.
Sometimes I also think it's about timing. Like, I mean, you might reach out to somebody and you know, the timing might not be right. You know what I mean? But it don't mean that later down the line that, you know, it might not be no networking coming down the line. So that's one thing I learned too, as far as like blogging. I felt the way about certain people. It was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Certain people, I felt like they was acting Hollywood, but sometimes down the line you get an understanding. Like, you know, sometimes it's just about the timing, and people also keep their eye open. You just want to see how consistent you are. Not saying that you're not consistent, you dig what I'm saying, but sometimes a person might just be sitting back and watching. So, you know, sometimes time works itself out, but in some cases it don't. But I just want you to, you know what I'm saying, you got anything you want to lead the people with before, you know what I'm saying, we tune off of this, John?
Yeah, so it's a couple things. I want to let it be known, and I said it already in the beginning, but I'm going to let it be known now once again. My name is Scarface Gamble. I'm repping RSB, a.k.a. MPB, a.k.a. 7-4 Hustlers. Ray Street Bloods, Nickel Park Bloods, 7-4 Hustlers. Much love and shout out to the homies from 55th and Summer, MVP. You know what I'm saying? If you trying to do some music on a record label tip and you trying to get on, my record label is Reaper Squad Records, and I'm out here in Philadelphia, man. You want some financial literacy, you trying to get right mentally, I got financial literacy, $25 one-time fee, and I help you set your whole situation up. I can be reached on Scarface Gamble on Instagram. That's the best way to reach me. And once again, man, thanks for allowing me to come on your platform, bro. I appreciate it.
Oh, man, it's an honor to have you on the platform, man. I appreciate you for reaching out, and, you know, we chopping it up. Like I said, it's just the beginning, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm rocking with you, man. And that's just how we carried it, man. The Hood Blogger, Scarface Gamble. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no more to it.
Well,